Hello, the usual disclaimer. This is not a video for experienced players. If you already know what you're doing, don't even bother. If you're nervous about KVK, if you're worried about KVK, if you're wondering whether you should even do KVK, and believe me, there are people that I know have been playing for a year that are still not sure about this video is for you. It's how to get KVK done, minimum stress, no losses, no risk, and you get all those awesome rewards. That, by the way, is birds running on the roof. I'm sure you can hear it in the background. Look at these huge birds running around on the roof. Joys of living in the countryside. Okay, back to the subject at hand, which is how to gather in KVK and get finished in KVK. You might be asking me, why is this 400 million account, which looks pretty scary, why is it gathering in KVK? Well, because we are in a scary kingdom. And one of the things that we've got going on down here is we have our own kingdom busy rallying castles, and they're not being shy. We'll just have a look over here at Arwen, for example. Arwen's a good 844 million might. She is from our kingdom, and our kingdom is rallying her. They're rallying themselves, one could say, at base and at the forts. So we're not just facing the opposing kingdom, we're facing our own kingdom, and our own kingdom is crazy, batshit crazy at the moment. So I actually sent out a guild mail from my main account saying to people, unless you can defend strongly, do not risk fury this KVK. Our kingdom's players are attacking each other, so nobody is an ally. And you could say, oh, that's messed up. It's the reality. There are strategic reasons why it might potentially be an okay idea to attack your own kingdom during KVK. It's not for me to judge. People must play the game the way they want to play it. But in any case, I'm not going to drop my shield, and I am so seriously not going to risk fury. It's just not going to happen. There's just no way. So I'm going to gather, and I'm going to get finished. I think this one is actually finished now. But let's have a look at how to do it quickly, how to do it safely. Let's assume that you're a small player, you've got a little castle. You're going to be gathering, ideally, with Tier 1 and Tier 2 troops, rather not your Tier 3s. Just because they're going to cost you more resources to heal if you do get hit. Tier 1s are great because they heal instantly. The numbers look big, when you're sending them out to tiles. But they're going to go to infirm if you hit. They're not going to die. As long as you've got infirm space, they're not going to die. And healing Tier 1 is an instant process. So ideally, don't want to get hit, because getting hit is going to slow down the rate at which you finish KVK. It's going to give points to the other kingdom, which we don't like doing. So we're going to gather quickly, we're going to gather safely, and we're going to get it over with. Let's have a look at how to do that. In the first place, okay, let's have a look at the gear. Over here's the gear. Going faster. Yeah, we want to march fast towards those tiles. Those ivory chokers are for that. The boots are for that. The other pieces, the rhinoceros pieces, and that offhand over there, the griffin piece, those pieces all are either gathering speed or army capacity. Army capacity means that your troops that you send out to tiles can gather more per troop. So you're sending less troops out to gather the same resources. All makes very good sense. So this stuff is good. It's going to help you gather faster. It's going to help you gather and get finished real quick. The other thing that you want to look at is your talents. And here I did screw up on this account. No excuses. I'm just scatty. And I'm not even used to this thing anymore. All right, here, by talents. If you have a look at the current talents, I have no idea why this account is in war talents. It's in cav range talents. I have no idea why that is the case. I don't even fight this account. I don't know why that happened. But obviously it's in war talents. It should have been with its talents here on the right-hand side of the tree, where you have construction speed, research speed, and then, of course, the gathering buffs, your max load, which is the same as what I just explained. You're gathering more per troop. Your gathering speed, which is in itself quite obvious. Research, yeah, fine, have that on there because you've got enough points anyway. Gathering, and then, of course, training speed. You just open up, and then max the training speed. Open up, and then max the training speed. And that would give you a very, very good growth set. For gathering in KVK, obviously gathering is your primary priority, and that's where you want everything maxed. So it's going to mean a talent switch, chances are. If you are free to play and you're busy growing, chances are you're not in war talents anyway. You've got your talents on growth. But yeah, okay, fine. Let's just assume you do dark nests or you do fight a bit. Just make sure you're in growth, you're in growth talents, not war talents, which I didn't do with this guy. I mean, like, yay, yay, yay. Ah, scatty beast. All right. So we've got our talents, we've got our gear. Oh, I nearly forgot. We also have a gather boost open. That's over here. Here where your shield and whatnot are. And if you have a look down there, is gather boost 50%. 50% for 24 hours is a fairly common gather boost. You should probably be able to have enough of them, even as a small account, as a beginner account, to open that 50% gather boost and just get it over with quicker. 100% gather boost, very, very nice, a lot more scarce. I would reserve that for KVKs with a higher target. This is a one-on-one KVK, theoretically, except that we're fighting our own kingdom. Okay, fine, never mind. But you get the 2-on-1 and the 3-on-1 KVKs, and they have higher targets. And higher target means you really, really need that 100% gather boost just to please get it over with. So use the 50%. Don't be shy about it. 100% save them for the big KVKs with the big targets. So we've got checklist, talents, gear, gather boost. We all set. Now what to gather? First thing is gather all. I don't do sums. Somebody else in my guild does sums. Other people do it. And they all assure me that if you do all, you're going to make the most points quickest. I'm not going to argue with it. I'm happy to gather ore. Gold is in any case always too much once you've got your familiar giving you gold every day. So I'm very happy to gather ore, no problem. And I'm convinced that that is the truth. Then over here we have the map of the kingdom. For those who don't know, you just tap on the overlay there to see where the different resource tiles are. And the fastest is the highest. Level 5 tiles, very quick way to finish KVK. We do have members in our guild who like to do level 5 tiles. Personally, I don't like them. They're very stressful. You have to watch them like a hawk because people will just port in next to you. They won't bother to scout and they're going to hit because they just know that there's a lot of troops on that level 5 tile. We do have members who like to do it that way. They say they finish very quickly. That's their way of doing it. If you want to try it, go ahead. Level 4 tiles, I love. Level 4 tiles are a really nice, quick way to finish. I like to be able to physically watch my tiles. So I will invariably try and find a nice grouping of level 4 ore tiles or level 3 and 4 mixed ore tiles, nicely close, fairly close together, and then where I can actually just see them all on my screen. Because you don't always have time to see which tile is getting hit, especially when the guys pull in there and they're blinded. They don't even scout. They scout you, they're giving you a warning, and you've hopefully got a little bit of time to see who's actually going for it and which tile it is. And then you've got plenty of time to recall, which is really fun. You let them march all the way up to the tile, and just before they reach the tile, you recall, and they go, oh, after they've, popped a couple of march speeds, and you get to feel good. I love doing that. It's just like one of the small satisfactions of gathering. Another of the small satisfactions of gathering is to place trap tiles. I love doing it. You don't have to do it, but it's quite fun. Send a full march to a tile. Your highest tier troops. Send it with heroes, not your leader. Otherwise your leader's going to get capped. Potentially, maybe not. But send it with heroes, send it with familiars, send your highest tier troops, and what you're hoping for, and you group your tiles close together, really, really close together, so it really looks like you're asking for it. What you're hoping is somebody's going to arrive in there, and they're going to blind hit. They're just going to hit without scouting, and they're going to catch themselves out because they're going to hit that tile that's got that full march on it, and it's going to be very ouchy for them. I love doing it. It's a lot of fun. You can do it with tier 3s. I do it with tier 4s, but most people tile hit with tier 2, and most people tile hit with cav. Reason being, tier 2 is fast, cav is fast. They want to move fast, hit quickly before you can get away. So I like to send ranged, with ranged familiars, ranged heroes, full march, and if I'm blind hit, I just sit there. What's the worst that can happen? You can end up in infirm. Wow. So that is quite a fun little variation, and it's like fishing. You just kind of hope somebody's gonna bite, and sometimes they do. This KVK, no. If they scout, they know what you've got, so they're going to counter you, and you might as well just recall your trap tile. It's not going to work. So level 4 is nice and fast. Level 3s, I would recommend if you are quite a small player, you don't have very good research yet, so you're sending quite a lot of troops to each tile. And you're tending to gather quite slowly. So in that case, you can spread your risk a little bit with level 3 tiles. I like level 3 tiles There's also less of a chance of getting hit on level 3 tiles. Level 4s are quite popular with tile hitters. Level 3s are like, they will hit. They will. I'm not going to say they won't do it, but they're not as popular, and the chances of getting tile hit on level 3s are a lot lower. Level 1s and 2s, I have seen videos saying, guys, if you're a small player, gather level 1s and 2s. I don't entirely agree with it. Cat's got something to say now. Last time it was the dogs, and I had to... Okay, well, this time we're just going to put up with animal noises. Level 1s and 2s I use for gathering offline. And a lot of people are going to go, no ways, you don't gather offline in KVK. Well, yeah, that's the theory. And back in the day, that was how it was. But we have a guild member who tested it. And he actually made 6 million points on KVK offline. All he did was sends out to level 1 and 2 tiles widely spaced apart. Really widely spaced apart. And then every hour or so logs back in again, sends out another batch of marches to level 1 and 2 tiles widely spaced apart. The theory there is people who are really hunting tiles not going to really be interested in level 1 and 2. They're certainly not going to want to use reloads to get maybe 10k troops off a level 1 or 2 tile. They're not going to want to do it. The only time you're going to get hit on a level 1 or 2 tile, somebody randoms in next to you, you're there, they're there, they're like, yeah, you there, I'm just going to hit you. But they're not going to come looking for you. They're not going to want to port around to your different tiles to get to you. And you're going to spread them apart so far apart anyway that they're not really going to be seen. They're getting so few kills off of those tiles that then they're not going to be overly keen. It's really just a matter of chance. And yes, maybe you will have 1 tile hit. Maybe even 2 tiles hit. But you've got 5 marches out there. And that's probably all that's going to happen in entire KVK. In most cases, that you get 1 or 2 tiles hit in the entire KVK. You make your full total. You are making more points than you're giving away, and you can actually do your KVK offline. That's what I like level 1s and 2s for. I don't do it very often, but now and then needs must, and I do. And I have been pretty successful doing it since my guildmate showed me about it. So that's the different levels. The higher the level, the quicker you finish. The very lowest levels, you might even be able to get away with gathering offline as long as you spread your tiles, spread them far apart. So if by chance somebody gets in there, there's not like 4 or 5 tiles right there for them to hit, because that is asking for it. You're going to spread them really far apart so that they can't easily see all your tiles. So I think that's around about it. We're going to gather ore. We're going to gather high-level tiles. We're going to either group our tiles so that we can watch them physically. We're going to leave the sound on. That means you can read a book. Don't try watching TV. Don't try listening to music. I tried it. You don't hear the alert. But just sound on, read a book. That way, if you hear that, if you've got your tiles grouped so that you can see them all, you can see which tile's getting attacked and you can recall in time. If you're gathering offline, well, you're just assuming that most of your tiles are not going to get hit. So that's my story. You can get finished with your KVK real quick. You're going to get those awesome rewards. And the rewards are awesome. They actually even make it worth gathering, even though gathering is awful. But yeah. Enjoy it.